Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keegan, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Facecam. I think I've got it fixed this time, so hopefully my sound is matching my face when it speaks, because last time I did this, it was a bit out of sync and a couple of people said that it didn't really add anything. So most of the Supercoach Diaries this season have been through just hearing my voice, but you actually get to see me for a change, which is kind of a bit different. But anyway, make sure to like this video, subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos on this channel. Without any further ado, let me get straight into my team, the scores this week, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Here is how the team went. I am so excited, and as you can see, I'm in the corner. So as you can see right above me here, I think about here, there's up the top. I got 1,964, which is an amazing score. The top 2% through the whole league is what I got, and that has done absolute wonders for my overall rank. So that has put me in the top 6% overall, and has put me all the way up to 12,191 overall, which is under my goal for this season. As you can see, my rank change, I've gone up 7,575 places, and I won all my league games, which I'm really stoked about. For this week, I know that my team, because I don't do buys very well, I sort of get really caught up in trading players and bringing players in, that I don't really keep an eye on the buys and who I've got for buys and who I don't have for buys. So the first round of the buys, I absolutely sucked. I went back up to 19,000 or something like that. And you didn't see that episode because I recorded it, and I realised that all my sound was out and I didn't have enough time to record another episode. So you missed that episode, but this episode, I've checked my sound, I'm all good, I'm good to go. And so I'm excited to show you how my team went this week, and I'm really happy with how it got on. So here's what my team is looking like. I've already sort of looked at my team and sort of made a few changes, but you can see who scored for me last week, and we'll go through them now. Lloyd was amazing with 122 for Sydney. McGovern was okay with 84. Cade Simpson was the only one that tried for Carlton this week, as Carlton jogged around the field as Fremantle ripped him to the shreds. Ed Richards was great. He's turned out to be a really good rookie choice. I've been happy with him. And Logan Austin on the Gold Coast, breaking Gold Coast hearts, was solid with 54. Going to the midfield, Mitchell was great, back to some of his best with 136. Heaney was okay with 97. Cripps was again just okay with 109. Fife was massive with 154, and he was actually my captain this week. So I finally got my captaincy pick right this week, and it makes such a difference when you get your captain's pick right. It's another 154 on top of your score. Dangerfield with 102 was okay. Crouch was okay with 95, and Martin was just okay with 88, and Giro was okay with 6. So my midfield was okay. It wasn't amazing. Fife with 154 and Mitchell with 136 were probably the two biggest contributors. The rest were okay to good, I suppose. For looking at the midfield, Heaney's usually a forward. I had him there for this week because I needed to switch a few players around, so that wasn't such a big deal. But Cripps, I would have expected one of Cripps, out of Crouch, out of Martin, and out of Dangerfield. I was hoping all those guys would go a bit bigger, and that would have probably put me in the top 1%. But we can't complain. We'll take our top 2% and we'll move on. Both the Ruckman were on a bye, so I didn't have to worry about anything about that. Sicily was big with 115. Gray was big with 121. And Westhoff, who I brought in last week, was an absolutely great move for me personally, because he got 114. Hopefully he can keep that average above 100 heading through the rest of the season, which is great. Taranto didn't play. Martin got 96. He's been a worry. I talked about it last week in the episode that didn't make it to air because the sound all screwed up, was that I'm probably going to trade Jack Martin, but I sort of ended up keeping him in because I wanted to save a couple of my trades. As you can see, I've only got 10 trades left. So I kept him, and he actually got 96, which was a decent score. I am still looking to change him and move him on at some point this season, probably towards the end of the season. I have got 10 trades left to use. Gelfie didn't score. He was on a bye. Walters is on a bye this week and suspended. He comes back round 15. He comes back next round. Henry got 35, so he was average. But overall, I was pretty happy with the way my team got on. So this week is the challenge, because this week I understand that I'm probably not going to be making a massive, huge score that's going to put me in the top 2% again. The way I've set up my team in the buys just won't allow for that, which I completely understand. So what that means is I'm going to have to maybe try and just ride it out and try and not lose too much ground. If I could drop maybe only 2,000 or 3,000, I'm pretty happy with that, and keep me around that 15,000 mark heading into the last run in towards the finals and the end of the Supercoach season. So overall, I've got a few decisions to make. The first decision I've got to make is I've definitely got to, if I look down here, I've definitely got to bring a Hearn in. Hearn is someone that I really do need to bring into this team. He's 123. He's a forward and a mid. So I've got to look through my forwards, through my mids, preferably forwards or mids that have a bye this week. So I'm thinking either Henry with a 306 makes me a bit of money, or I'm thinking Phillips with 226. I think if I was to look at their break-evens, Phillips has a break-even of 17, even though he didn't play last week. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. Henry has a break-even of 79, so he's definitely on the shelf to be moved on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade a Henry to a Hearn. So with the power of editing, you'll see the team right after I do that change. And through the magic of editing, we're back, and you can see a Hearn is now in my forward line, and I'm going to get a Hearn. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a Hearn into the midfield. Okay? Hearn's going to go to the midfield. Heaney's going to go here, meaning I've got some more scorers in the midfield. At the moment, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scorers in the midfield, and that is assuming that Caniglio is back this week. I think it'll tell me here if I hold my cursor over. He had a concussion. So hopefully with the week off, that means Caniglio will be back in the team because he's been a good scorer for me. So meaning I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scorers. So at the moment, if I was to count all the scorers I've got 4 in the back line, I've got 5 in the midfield, makes 9 overall. I've got the 2 rucks, which is 11. And the forwards, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So at the moment, I've got 17 scorers, depending on if Gelfie plays or not. So that leaves me with a bit of a choice. I can trade one more player to make it 18. Now, it's a bit funny because I look at it like this. I have got, my backline is probably one that I sort of need to upgrade a bit. So there's probably going to be a backline player that I'm going to bring in. And I reckon I might be getting rid of Logan Austin because he's got a break even of 36, which isn't amazing. And it's not awful, but I think that's where I'm at. Like, because Ed Richards with a break even of 45, he'll probably get that, so he can probably score me a bit more. So I think Logan Austin is going to be the one that I'm going to trade. Sicily will probably hopefully end up going back to the back line at some point. But at the moment, I'm liking Sicily in the forward line, or for this week at least, because he gives me some good coverage. And the rest of these players, if Gelfie plays, I should have 18 scorers, and that's what I want. So if I was to go Austin, let's trade Austin. I need to turn him into a premium that I can afford. So we're going to walk through this. 475 does not give me a lot of options. Let's be honest. It gives me Heath Shaw, I guess. It gives me, let me sort by highest price. So I don't know what I'm going to do here because Tom McDonald's definitely someone I'd want to bring in, but I can't afford him unless I do another trade, unless I trade someone else down. 475 is not a lot of money. If I keep going, McGovern, I already got. Heath Shaw I can afford. So from Heath Shaw down, the players I can afford. Heath Shaw's okay. He's not had great seasons like he's had in the past. But what I could do actually is have all this talk about putting Sicily in the forward line. I can actually switch Sicily to the back line and then look for a forward. So someone there's a big jump here from price. So Devon Smith maybe, Wallace maybe. Again, it's not looking good. I don't think I can bring in a decent midfielder or a decent premium for 475. Meaning I'm probably gonna have to trade another rookie down and burn another trade, which will take me down to seven trades left. So let's cancel without making a change. I'm gonna have to trade down another player, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trade. If I look down, usually I don't like to use these too much, but it gives me an idea of who I've got and who I can change around. So I think what I might have to do is I might have to trade Logan Austin out, and these might change as I get into the as teams are with release and everything. So don't worry too much if you think I make a horrible mistake. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably change it come the start of the actual round, which is a couple of days away. So if I'm looking here, who's playing this week? Did Cumming get picked? I'm not sure. If I keep going down, there's not a lot of options I can go with at the moment that's going to make me a good amount of money. I don't know. Let's go. Joel Smith playing anymore? I did have him, I remember. I did start him in the start of the season. So, I don't know. I might leave it for the time being. And I'll let you guys let me know in the comments below who you think I should trade in. I've got 17 players on the field at the moment. I need 18, essentially. So, you need to tell me who I possibly need to bring in to make it 18. Preferably, if you could, trade out a player that's got a buy, so I've got a scorer. So, Austin looks like someone you could trade. I could trade out Phillips, if Phillips was someone I could trade out. And preferably, Phillips or Austin or Guelphy, I'll actually keep Guelphy. So, Phillips or Austin. So, let me know if you've got any ideas of who I should trade down or who I should bring into the team for this week. I've got 17. I need 18. I'm going to take your advice. And then hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I should hopefully have a player to put in. So as for the captaincy this week, looking at the games down over here, West Coast, Essendon, Port, Melbourne, Hawthorn, Gold Coast, geez, I'm going to get towelled up. Oh, by the way, just as a sidebar, Gold Coast absolutely pathetic at the moment. I'm really overwatching them, but I'm going to stick to it, but it's painful. Brisbane, GWS, Western Bulldogs, North, and Collingwood, Carlton. So I reckon what I might do is I might go Patrick Cripps for captain, because he's at the end of the week, so I can sort of make those changes if I need. And as far as vice captain goes, I reckon Tom Mitchell will absolutely rack up 50 touches against us, because our midfield is absolutely pathetic, and he will get an absolute bucket load of the ball. So I reckon he can go close to 136 again, and if he does, then he's going to be the player that is going to be my captain this week. So I've got Tom Mitchell for vice, seeing how he gets on, and then if he gets on, keep the captain, and if not, I have a second dip with it with Cripps. Anyway, guys, that's the episode of Supercoach Diaries. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being understanding with sound difficulties and recording difficulties and all that, and time difficulties in the past as well. Thank you for all that. That's how my team looks. Hopefully Laird's back this week as well. It's someone I didn't mention. Laird back this week would be a huge help to my team. Make sure to leave in the comments below who's that. I've got 17 players on the field that I need. I need 18, hopefully. I could just cop the 17. Let me know if I should just cop the 17 players on the field. And if all my players that are injured play, then that probably will be okay. Or if Ridley comes back or something like that. But let me know in the comments below what you think I should do. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to miss any of the videos on this channel. It's always great. It's great to be back. I do love doing these when I get the time and when I can get the technology working. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that your team's going better than mine. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.